Well, good early afternoon. It is Thursday, August 29th, I think. I don't know. I think it's the 29th. And it's weigh-in day. So I want to tell you that I lost 0.7 pounds. Did I make it to Wonderland this week? No. I weighed in at 205.5. I have 5.6 pounds to go. Wonderland is just being so elusive. But this brings my official weight loss to 72.3 pounds. So Sandy, I don't know where you are on that. I think we might be neck and neck, or you might be ahead of me. 72.3, my highest weight loss was 74 pounds. But that weight wasn't on an official weigh-in day. So according to my official weigh-in, 72.3 pounds. So, and can I just say, Sandy, I wasn't really talking smack to you. And I want to say that in your competition with Ange over at Smack Vision, I'm Team Sandy. Just set the record straight. So I'm Team Sandy in that competition. But as far as your competition with me on the race to lose 100 pounds, I'm Team Sue all the way. So I really will be happy if either one of us gets there. So far today, all I've had... Oh, I lost you guys. Hang on. Too many bumps in the road, I guess. I lost you. You fell right down. So, it's kind of funny. I traveled all over the country with this same car mount for my phone. Never had a bit of problem. I get back up here in Road Construction Central, and my phone is constantly falling down now. So it's time for a new car mount. I'm just too cheap to get one. It's a cheap one anyway. It's just a Walmart thingy. So I forget what I was saying. Oh, I was telling you, all I've had is breakfast. I had a bowl of oatmeal for breakfast this morning. I am running some errands right now. I'm going to go check my mail at the post office box, and then I have to run over to the high school office to pick up my pass for the football season, because football games at the high school start tomorrow night. I ended up not going to Rossford last night like I thought I was going to go into their street fair, but I just knew myself well enough that, you know, it was the night before a weigh-in. I didn't want to be tempted by all those food trucks. So I'm going to go to the farmer's market here in Perrysburg today, because I want to pick up some tomatoes. I don't think I'm going to get any more corn right now. I have to ask him what the price is on that bushel of corn I want, though, and see how soon my green beans will be ready. And I think I'm going to pick up a bunch of jalapenos. I have to check my recipe for my cowboy candy. I think I'm going to do that this weekend. Jalapenos, onions, and maybe, I think I might need carrots for that too, but I'm not sure. Don't remember. I have to look it up. So that it's another gorgeous day here. I hope it stays like this. I know it won't. And oh my gosh, I don't know if any of you subscribers of mine are down in Florida, but boy, I'm sure praying for you guys, because that looks, the last report I got said that hurricane was going to strengthen to a Category 4 and hit Florida. I have relatives in Florida that I'm hoping they're going to be safe too. But you guys stay safe down there. We don't deal with hurricanes up here. I mean, we get tornadoes, and not like they do out in Oklahoma, but you know, we get tornadoes, and actually we haven't had any this year. And I mean, I don't think the tornado sirens have gone off once this year. We get bad winter storms, but then again, not as bad as some places get it. I remember the blizzard of '78 and how bad that was. We've had a couple blizzards since then. I know the winter of 2014 was bad. It was bitterly cold, and we just got snowstorm after snowstorm. I remember that we were out of school more than we were in school, because around here they close schools for bad weather. Some places they don't. Like, you know, they don't close schools up in Idaho, or in other parts of Ohio they don't close schools either for bad weather because they're used to it. But around here we get fog days, we get snow days, we get bitter cold days. So I guess we're a bunch of wimps up here. But I remember that particular winter. It's like every night I'd get the message, school's closed tomorrow. So, you know, all my lesson plans just went out the window. But that's okay. Teachers around here love snow days. So my fingerprints didn't get back to the Board of Education in time to make the board meeting earlier this week. So now I have to wait until the board meeting on September 23rd. Because how they do it is you have to be approved by the board before you can start subbing. Which, you know, there won't be a problem. It's just that I won't be able to start, you know, subbing until after that meeting. I mean, like the very next day I can start subbing. So, and I don't know if the board office has my fingerprints yet. They're up on the state website, but that doesn't mean the board office has it. It usually doesn't take long, but I know when I talked to the coordinator there, she said for some reason it's been taking the state longer to get things back to the local boards. It's probably just because it's the beginning of the school year. So anyway, it gives me a little bit more time to get some of my crafting done and get my canning done. So, end of September though, I'll be heavy into pumpkins and probably tomatoes still. That's okay. I love it when my shelves start filling up. So, October is usually when I do apple butter, and oh, I love that smell. When my kids were younger, I don't think so much now, but on Thanksgiving morning, I would make fresh apple butter. I would put it in the pot about the time I put the turkey in. I'd put it in the crock pot, and then they would eat the fresh apple butter on the turkey. So, and I still like that. I'm thinking about trying to find a sugar-free or reduced sugar recipe for apple butter. I don't think I really used a lot of sugar to begin with. I make my apple butter with apple cider, so it sweetens it up anyway. So, okay, well, I'm just rambling now. I'm just looking at how beautiful the day is. Went and walked Molly around the pond, and she just loves it where we are. You know, she's rolling in the grass and running around. And when I was over at my son's, you know, I had to put her on a leash all the time when I had her outside. So she is just loving it. So I've been trying to get her out, you know, 3-4 times a day, just to let her run around a little bit. Although she's not an overly active dog. I mean, she's over 10 years old. So, all right, well, I just got to the post office here, so I'm going to run in and check my mail and finish my errands, and I'll be back to show you what I have eaten today. So stay tuned. I'm sure it's going to be exciting. Good morning. For breakfast this morning, I'm having half a cup, or I measured out 120 grams, I think. No, 40 grams of dry oats. So it's 4 points. 40 grams, 4 points. I have a half a cup of Almond Breeze unsweetened
vanilla almond milk on there for 0 points, half a cup of blueberries for 0 points, a teaspoon of Splenda for 0 points, and just sprinkled it with some cinnamon, all warmed up. So my cereal is 4 points, and I have 2 points in my 4 tablespoons of fat-free half and half in my coffee. So it is a 6 point breakfast. Can you hear all the cicadas? I just can't believe how loud they are. Okay, well, I showed you my breakfast. What I didn't show you was my lunch. Now, I had this beautiful big salad, which was 0 points. And it was just lettuce, tomato, cucumber, some green pepper, and an onion, a little bit of onion, and I just put some lime juice on top of it. I didn't even put dressing on top of it. I gotta tell you, I am so stuffed. I have dinner on the stove, but I don't think I'm gonna eat it. I went to the farmer's market in town today because I needed to see my bean guy. His bean fields are flooded, so I'm not sure I'm going to get any more beans. He said hopefully in about 3 or 4 weeks he'd have some. Unfortunately, in 3 or 4 weeks, I'm going to be in the midst of tomatoes and grapes and probably pumpkin. We'll see. Anyhow, I got there early so I get a parking spot because this farmer's market, it's right in downtown, and if you don't get there early, you don't get a spot. So I got there early and I walked around a couple times while people were setting up, just kind of see what they were setting out. And I've been there before, so it's pretty much the same thing every week. I went back and I looked at the food trucks, walked back. So I avoided the food trucks. I avoided, there's, probably 10 restaurants downtown that I walked by. I walked past the burger place that I thought, hamburger sounds really good right now. I thought, nah, I don't want to do that. I don't want to spend the money, and I don't want to have the fatty food. Walked past that. I walked past all these booths that were giving out free samples of kettle corn, candy, funnel cakes. I did hit up the samples on the jam table just because I was curious. Some of the flavors of jam that they had a root beer jam. I'd never heard of it before, but it tasted like root beer. So, they just give you the little sample on a little itty bitty little cracker. And then I came to the cheese booth. It turned out it wasn't the same cheese booth that I thought it was, because the one before had goat cheese, that I would buy the goat cheese curds. Well, I still bought the cheese curds. Here we go. Cheese curds. You see there's one bag? There were two. Each one was 8 ounces. And I ate a lot out of one and a little out of this one. Then I just combined them. When I got home, I ate this on the way home, which was maybe a 10-minute drive. So when I got home, I weighed out what I had left, because I knew together it was 16 ounces. I ate a half a pound of cheese. I had 8 ounces of cheese. There's 8 ounces left. And it's full fat cheese. Why do I do this? And I feel yucky. I feel awful. It was good, but it wasn't that good. I think it's just that it was at a time of day I went and I was hungry. I probably should have eaten before I went. But I ate a late breakfast and I thought it'd be okay. Well, it wasn't. I ate the salad after I got home, after I'd eaten 8 ounces of cheese, and I still feel bloated and yucky. And I'm trying to drink water, but my stomach is so full. I just took the dog out. We walked around the pond, and my stomach is so full, I don't recall feeling this yucky for a long time. It's hard to believe that I used to overeat like that all the time. So, I have a big pot of cabbage soup on the stove. That's what I was going to have for supper, which is a 0-point supper. But I don't know that I'm going to be able to eat it. I turned the heat off and I'm going to let it set for a while. And we'll see how I feel in maybe about an hour now. And I'll maybe have a cup of it. I don't know. I'm still going to try to push the water because that cheese was pretty salty. So after I had a loss this morning on my way in, I went and I did that. Now the thing of it is, I tracked it. Yes, indeed. I tracked all 24 points of it. So right now, oh, then on top of that, then I had a couple pudding cups, which are sugar-free, but still. So right now, I think I'm sitting at 39 points for the day. I mean, the only upside of that is that I weighed in this morning, so I don't weigh in with Weight Watchers for another week yet. So I have time to correct it. But I just don't know what gets into my noggin. I was sitting out underneath on a nice little park bench underneath a shade tree, and I was watching them set this cheese booth up. And while I was watching, I'm thinking, I need to get up and walk, because if I sit here, I'm going to go right up there and buy. Well, I walked, and I walked past it actually a couple times. Went over and got the produce from the guy that I buy my stuff from. And then I walked back to my car, put the stuff in my car, and I walked back to that cheese booth. I mean, I made a conscious decision to go buy it. It's not like it jumped out at me and said, here, you have to take this home. So I know cheese in and of itself is not bad, but I ate way too much of it. It's made me tired and sluggish. I have to get up early in the morning, so maybe it's good that I'm tired, so maybe I'll finally go to sleep tonight. But yeah, I'm not liking the way I'm feeling. Any of you ever do anything like that? So, like I said, I've got my cabbage soup out on the stove. It just might have to wait till tomorrow for me to eat it. Luckily, it freezes well. The cabbage soup that I made, I didn't have all the ingredients. When I was at the market, I forgot to pick up carrots and celery. So it calls for carrots and chicken broth. I didn't put chicken broth in it either. Or beef broth. A lot of people make it with the low sodium fat-free beef broth. I always make it with fat-free chicken broth, because normally I have it here on my shelf, but I didn't have any of it. So I just used water. But it calls for cabbage, of course, an onion, green peppers. I threw my leftover green beans in there from last night. You can throw zucchini in if you've got it. Carrots and celery. I put a can of diced tomatoes in it, plus a can of tomato sauce. And then I just put a couple cans of water in. Some salt and pepper. I put a little bit of poultry seasoning in it because I always use chicken broth, you know. Oh, and I put a big clove of garlic in there too. I minced it up. And then you just, you bring it all to a boil and turn it down, let it simmer for about 20 minutes, and boom, you have cabbage soup. And it's 0 points. 0 points. You can make it have points if you want. You can put oil in it. I think the original recipe years ago called for a little bit of olive oil. Sometimes I'll sprinkle some Parmesan cheese on top of it when I have it. But I definitely don't need any cheese of any kind right now. But it's very good, and it freezes well, so you can just, pull it out and put it in the microwave. So I'll be having cabbage soup, try to undo all my Cheesemageddon, I called it, today. So, but I don't know if I'm going to be able to eat tonight, because my stomach is physically full. And like I said, it's been a long time since I have felt this way. So anyway, that's it for me. Every time the cicadas get really loud, Molly just kind of looks like, what's going on? I notice it out here more because there's really no traffic noise out here. So it's like they're always talking to one another. Are they mating? Is that what it is? I think it's they're either their legs or their wings that are making the noise. But whatever it is, it's loud. So I mean, it's a peaceful kind of loud. So it's been breezy today. It's been a gorgeous day here. I did go up to the school and I got my senior citizen pass for the football games. The pass is good for any home athletic event, but I'm going to go to the football game tomorrow night. Because it's the first night in that we have a new stadium, and the pictures look really nice. I didn't go to the dedication last night, but I'd like to go see the stadium, and I'd like to see how the boys are playing. So, truth be told, I go to the football games to listen to the band. Because that's the musician in me. I like to listen to the marching band. And it's the school I graduated from, and it's also the school that I used to assist with the marching band on Friday nights for several years. Every Friday night I was with the marching band, either at the home games or the away games, and with my sewing kit and anything else the kids needed. And when the band director took a break, I directed them, so that was fun. That was a fun time in my life. I don't know that I could do that again, but it was a fun time. So anyway, yeah, so it's a football weekend. Tomorrow night's the high school game. Actually, some of the high school games are playing tonight in the area. But my home team is playing tomorrow night. Then Ohio State plays on Saturday, and Oklahoma plays on Sunday. And then I have this Labor Day picnic coming up on Monday at my niece's house. So since I had Cheesemageddon today, I'm going to have to be really, really good on Monday. Really good. So, okay, that's going to wrap it up for me tonight. Tomorrow I will be more diligent in showing you what I'm eating. I'm not getting anything at the football game because I don't have any money left. So, I might pop up a bag of my fat-free popcorn to take with me to the game. That way, when I'm sitting around in the stands and I can smell all that popcorn, because, you know, that's what gets to me, the smells. And then I think, okay, I got to have that. But I'm thinking maybe I'll pop up some popcorn and just take it with me. That way I know what I have, and grab a bottle of water to enjoy at the football game. What do? Do you guys go to football games? I always talk about football. I don't see a lot of other people talk about football on my YouTube channel. I don't know if anybody else is as nuts about it as I am, but this is the season I shine in. So, okay, I will talk to you guys tomorrow, and I'll bring you along with what I eat. No more cheese curds for me, though. These are going to go in my freezer, and I'm going to try to forget about them. My son, I think, is coming up over the weekend. This might go back to Lima with him. And then my other son's coming home from Kansas, I think Saturday. So they might go to him. Matter of fact, I'm going over there to do laundry tomorrow. I could just take these over there and put them in his refrigerator. That might be a good plan. I just thought of that. So I have to be up early in the morning. I have a substitute teacher in service tomorrow morning. So at least my morning will be busy. I'll take my coffee with me. So I won't eat I don't usually at those in-services they have bagels and stuff like that. And I'm going to try to avoid all that. So, okay, well, that's about it. I don't know if have I shown you guys this shirt before? This is one of the designs I did on my, I don't know if you can see it, on my sewing machine. It's one of the this is actually the first embroidery project that I did on my machine. So I just thought it was pretty. It's kind of fall colors. I did change the colors a little bit on the flowers. But yeah, this is the kind of stuff I can do. So I don't remember if I ever showed that to you. I did this when I was in Idaho, and I got to tell you, when I was out there, my shirt fit really tight. And now it's starting to get loose on me, But if I continue to eat cheese curds, this will get tight real fast again. So, you guys have a great night, and I'll see you tomorrow.